Imagine allegedly breaking over 20 criminal laws in a foreign country and thinking you're going to get away with it.
What?
Well, the guy who is trying to steal my donut shop definitely thinks he's getting away with it, but guess what? He's not. Welcome to day 3 of my comeback series here on YouTube, and ignore this on my arm. That's from my motorcycle accident the other day, and the white stuff around it is an ointment so it doesn't scar. And if you're wondering about the 20 criminal offenses that he has committed, I am going to tell them to you a little bit later in this short video. But what else did I do? I reported those shady lawyers.
Nice.
So I did create the report, and I got their name and their information, and I sent it to the Bar Association. They are literally the reason that he was able to steal my business. Because when I reported him to the police showed up, but because my lease had already terminated and he signed a new fraudulent lease in his personal name to say that I abandoned the business and the assets, whatever, the police here don't want to dig into anything, and they don't really know a lot about the laws. So all they saw was that the lease was in his name, and they said, no, it's all his stuff, because they didn't want to look into it. So they just basically said, too bad for you. And then he was like, she stole my laptop. Look in her bag. So they made me open my bag, which I did not have any laptops with me. But how annoying. So anyways, why were the police there? Because I called them. They were there to supposedly assist me, because the chief of the police of the peninsula told them that they were supposed to give me an escort. And they were supposed to help me get my stuff out. And they did the exact opposite of that. So they basically told us that we were supposed to leave everything alone and take it to civil courts. But do you think that he did that? No. He started removing stuff immediately. And the day after that, and the day after that, I don't even know where anything is now. So anyways, I've been trying to find a criminal lawyer, and a lot of them have turned down the case because they say it's too big or it's too complex.
What?
Or they want, one guy said he wanted a $25,000 retainer, and I was like, ooh, sheesh, no way. But that's because the financial restitution is over $100,000 at this point. So he owes me a lot of money. You can't just shut somebody else's business down and not pay anything for that. Every day that I'm closed is a minimum $500 being added to the financial restitution. So however slow the law is, that's the more money he's going to have to pay, because you can't just decide to close somebody else's business down because you chose to invest in some of the equipment.
Nope.
That's not how the law works anywhere. And even though the law is slow in Costa Rica, that's still not how the law works here. I did a little bit of work on my shadow work series, and I also called a friend because I've been really kind of stressed out. I'm feeling kind of burnt out, I'm not going to lie. But because I spent so many years teaching the internet and the clock app, mostly, hundreds of thousands of people how to take care of their mental, emotional, and physical health, I just re-insinuated some of those techniques. So I wrote a big brain dump list of all the things that I needed to get done. Highly recommend that.
Yeah!
So basically just everything that's on your mind, write it on a list, okay?
Yes!
And then I started thinking about what things I could do right now and started doing them.
Wow!
I do have ADHD. I took a little bit of a Adderall, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube. Not like these videos get a lot of views right now, so I guess we'll find out. But I don't normally take medication for my ADHD. It's just when I get really, really, really stressed out, I can't really control it. And I have so many things to do right now and so much stress that I'm just getting nothing done. And I was sleeping a lot and whatever. So I took one today, and it is about 11 p.m. I took it at 12. It's just wearing off now. And so I got a lot of work done. Let's talk about the alleged criminal offenses. The report that I initially put through was everything he has ever done, which apparently is too many things for anybody to want to take a look at. So I need to go after him civilly, criminally, and then I need to create all my new stuff corporately, which I've already started. Today I spent time breaking down the 57-page report into different reports. So I finished the criminal one today. And then I'm going to send that to a bunch more criminal lawyers, and hopefully they'll be more willing to look at it when it's not 57 pages. First off, he tried to kiss me unwarranted. It was super gross. So sexual harassment, defamation, 3 false accusations of crimes. Oh, he did that so many times. 4 insults, violation of personal privacy, violation of personal data. He tried to dox me and give away personal information to hundreds of thousands of people. Criminal harassment and stalking, use of a false identity. He created fake Facebook profiles to corroborate his own story and share a poster that he made about me full of lies. Number 9, threats. 10, coercion and intimidation. He's done that to a lot of people. 11, attempted physical aggression. He tried to punch me in the face in the middle of the street. That was crazy. 12, deprivation of liberty, blocking my movement. So he stood in front of my motorcycle and wouldn't let me leave and then tried to punch me in the face. Wow. I never know how to say this. Usurpation. I should have looked that up. But basically, I don't know what it is. Illegal possession. So 14 is theft. 15 is aggravated theft by deception or trust. 16, damage to property. 17, fraud. The fraud was misrepresentation for gain. 18, false legal declarations and fraudulent contracts. So when they've signed the fake lease to say that I abandoned my business when I was actually waiting for a protection order to be served so he couldn't punch me in the face, but whatever. Good thing I actually got the protection order. Yay. And 20 is violation of the protection order because after he was served the protection order, he still continues to take business assets out and he still continues to, grin at me at the streets. And he also put a 1-star Google review days after he was served the protection order saying a whole bunch of fake stuff. So I replied back to it saying, you're breaking a protection order and this is a really immature way to act as a 60-year-old man. And then I put his full name and then I reported it to Google and they removed it. Oh. But yeah, so day 3 was actually kind of eventful with lots of paperwork, lots of things. The thing is the weekend's going to happen and on Monday, basically all of these offices are going to come back in and decide what they're going to do about all this. So I'm going to keep separating these reports and I'm going to send them off again to the people so it's less confusing and hopefully we get more action. And then, you know what else I did? You what? I am putting all my healing resources in one place and offering them for $100 to the first 100 people. So instead of the healing pack, I'm doing this new thing instead because I've been creating healing resources for 5 years. I wrote 5 books. I have lots of programs. I have lots of videos, guided meditations, worksheets, like a lot of things. I'm also an ACE certified personal trainer and a certified emergency medical responder. So I'm not just like some on the internet being like, hey, I can teach you about things. I really went to school to teach you about these things. So anyways, that's a real cool project. So I'm separating it into like how people are feeling. I'll give you more information about that in my next video if you're interested. But if you have any questions about this process, make sure you let me know. And I'm not going to just be doing boring talking videos the entire time for this whole video series. Good. I just happen to be not leaving the house right now because it's really rainy. I've been in a motorcycle accident. I don't want to drive my bike because it hurts my arm. Also, my hip is like extremely bruised, as you can see. And so I've been just staying home getting paperwork done. So catch it for day 4. P.S. You look cute today.